guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I've got a fun little video for you guys today that has been highly requested by my Instagram followers, and I've definitely seen it in the comment section on here, and that is my makeup collection. Yay! I'm gonna be doing this in a few parts. I don't know if it's gonna be 3 or if it's just gonna be 2, but we're separating it up because we got a lot to go through, which is kind of, you know, funny because I own a lot of makeup for a person who only wears one shade of pink on my eyes and lips, basically. Like, I'll use the pink in one palette and then just stop using it and then move to the next palette that has a pink and only use the pink. I need to start diving into different colors. That's my goal this year. Who knows? By the end of this quarantine, maybe I'll be a makeup guru. Probably not, but you never know. Anyways, we're starting off with palettes. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the very first palette I ever got, which actually was gifted to me by a friend. Her mom worked at like a makeup place. It is very old and disgusting, but it had some fun colors. Can you tell where the pink was? Yeah, it was right there. I used it down to the pan, which was a really good feeling actually. But now that I look at it, I'm like, this had some really cute colors. It actually, like, each of them were like 3. You can tell, like, it's got 1, 2, and 3. So each of them had 3, and then it would go darker colors and lighter colors. But it was a good one. It did have some sort of brush. It's long gone. But yeah, this is from the brand Bellissima, and I have no idea when this palette came out. I'm gonna try and find when these palettes came out and leave the year and how much they were, because I think that'd be fun. The second palette I ever got was this one by Beauty Scene, which is like a Walmart or London Drugs brand makeup like kit, you know, like one of the ones, it does the thing. So it's got all these colors. It reminds me of, like, because I don't think they were around, but like Huda Beauty, the palettes that are like colored, and then it does the thing. I have almost never used the bottom parts or any of the lip glosses. I have used these a few times for like con things, but I only really ever used up top. Also, which one did we use the most? The pink. The pink is down to the pan on that side. But yeah, I use this for con stuff now. It is not my favorite palette because it is just like drugstore makeup, so it isn't the best quality. It doesn't really show unless you put primer down, but it's still a fun little palette. The next palette I have is again an old one. This is from the brand Hard Candy, which I got from Walmart in middle school maybe, when I was really in like my edgy teen phase and needed to wear nudes because I needed to fit in. Don't need to do that anymore, but it was a nice palette. It came with, I'm pretty sure, just 2 of these little things, but I've crammed in 3, and I used the nude brown one a lot. And yeah, I also had it in blue and purple, but I never ended up using them, so I gifted them to a friend who wanted to try makeup because why not? I'd never used them, and I thought, give them a better home. The next palette I have is again from like a Walmart brand. It just says eyes, lips, face. It literally does not have any other branding on it. But again, this is one of those palettes that I use for con. It has got lots of different variety of shades that don't really have pigment on them at all. But it's Walmart brand, okay? I can't expect too much from them, so yeah. But I have used, like, I use the black one for con, I use the white ones for brows and stuff to cover, but it is pretty much an untouched palette, which is terrible. It doesn't have pink in it. I know, this was before my pink days. But then you can also, there is a bottom half which I have used for contour for conventions before, because why not? It is a good little palette. This part also doesn't like snap together anymore, so if I like opened it like this, everything would fall out and my floor would be messy. Around the same time as I got that palette, I got this one also from Walmart. It is the eyeshadow ombre palette. It is a pain in the butt to open. As you can see, there's a giant crack down the middle. From here to here, it's cracked because it was such a pain to open, and it's still a pain to open, so I'm not going to open it. But you can see certain colors where it's darker. Those are colors that I have used in conventions. I've used the pink. What really bothered me was that the shiny part on top, which is the color I think it was, isn't actually what it is. That's just a nice finishing. There's colors underneath. Like, there's this really pretty shiny pink one over here, but it looks orange on me, and it bothers me so much. But yeah, I might gift this away. I've only used like 4 or 5 of the colors. If not, I just keep it around for convention stuff because cosplay is really fun and experimenting with colors is fun. Or sometimes I keep it around for the brows, you know. You never know. I thought it was really cool. It looked neat at the time. The next palette I have is my first ever like makeup brand proper, actually has good pigment palette from the brand Too Faced, which you can't really see, and this is their Natural Love palette, which I believe came out in like 2017? 2016. Came out in 2016. It says it on the palette. But this palette, oh my goodness, girl, has been loved and used. Also right here, the writing is like fuzzy. It's very satisfying, and so are the roses and everything. I fell in love with this palette as I was still in high school, and it had the prettiest nudes and everything. Like, you can see, girl has been loved. Like, I've used those 3 down to the pan. I use this one actually for my eyebrows a lot of the time, just because it's very nice. So it is a very, very nice palette. I've used some of the darker ones before if I wanted to do like a very smoky eye. I'm not good at that though, because I always ended up looking like a raccoon, which wasn't very good. But I loved some of the names on this, like Fairy Tale, favorite anime, or one of my favorite animes. Honeymoon, Hot and Bothered, spicy. Makeup and Chill. I forgot how dumb these were. Anyways, this was a good palette. I loved this through high school. I still use it to this day, which is surprising considering I don't really use nudes anymore, but I do use this one. So after investing in higher makeup, I pretty much never went back. The next palette I got was actually a highlighter palette by Anastasia, Beverly Hills, and it was their Moonchild palette. And I still use this palette. We can tell which ones are my favorite shades. I like the pink and the white. I don't really care for the purples or the star. I've never used the star, but I have used the rest of them. I love this highlighter palette so much. You can't really tell, but I am using one of those on my face right now to give it an extra little bit of a glow, but never have gone back to cheap palettes because why? I don't know. The next palette I have is the Sugar Pill X Lil Twin Star palette, which has the most adorable packaging. I wish they did like a Sanrio collab and had like all of them, because I would buy that up in a heartbeat. This was like the cutest collab though. It is so cute. It only has 6 colors, but they are adorable and I love them. We have Cloudmaker, Star Ribbon, Twinkle Twinkle, Dream Dust, Sky Candy, and Wish. I did find some of these a little chalky and like dusty, so I did use the pink one. I actually really like Twinkle Twinkle. Not using it with a brush, but my fingy, and then just like lathering it on because it is really pretty, but it is super cute. And then the mirror has the cutest little design on it, and then on the back they have such a precious little stand there. But this is so cute. I loved this palette so much. I remember when it came out, I got like the whole set and everything. So yeah, I'm actually wearing the lipstick on my mouth. I'm wearing the La La lipstick. Moving on to this palette. This is the Too Faced Life's a Festival Peace, Love, and Unicorns palette. Oh my gosh, this came out in 2017, I believe. And of course we got it for the packaging. Can we just appreciate that? Look how perfect that is. I mean, like, even if I never use this palette ever, which I do, the packaging, excuse me, it's a rainbow with the unicorn on it and stars. That's fantastic. But of course, it is like a rainbow on the inside. Oh my gosh. So my favorite colors obviously are Rainbow Life, Young and Free, and I do quite like Fun to See as well, which is really cute. And then Unicorn Tears I have often used as a highlight. I love that it's like holographic though. It is a very, very pretty palette. You could do so many things with this palette. Oh, I love it so much. And then of course on the back it is rainbow as well. I'm pretty sure they still sell this palette actually on the Sephora website, so I'm gonna have to see if they can. Maybe I'll try and link palettes too. So you can start telling from that palette that this is all after high school. So I said screw browns, screw everything. I want rainbow, rainbow everything. 180, I don't need to fit anymore. Yes, living my best rainbow life. Which brings us to the NYX Ultimate Palette, the professional makeup. This is a drugstore brand. NYX is a drugstore brand. You can find them in London Drugs. That's the only place that I know that carries them actually. But I actually really like their makeup, and it is actually really pigmented, and I'm actually wearing NYX on my eyeballs right now. But their Ultimate Palette is the most cute and adorable travel-sized palette, and it's got all the colors you could ever need. I mean, look how aesthetically pleasing that is. It's perfect. It's a perfect square. It folds up nicely into this beautiful I just love it so much. Of course, I actually haven't used the pink, no, I totally have. I just haven't used this palette a lot, but I have used the purple, it looks like a bit. I use this for eyebrow colors for convention things like anime characters, so it's a really cute, fun palette, and I love it a lot. The next palette is this little Huda Beauty palette, which is like the size of my palm. It is a nice purse-sized palette. I find when I had to go to work and I was riding on the bus, this is a perfect size little palette that you can just like sneak in your purse. It is the purple one. One day my goal is to own like the purple, the pink, the green, the blue, the orange, the yellow, like all of the little colored ones, just because I think they're really cute and dandy. Or, you know, I could just buy her bigger palette with more colors in them. But we have all these beautiful shades of purple. I live for these ones over here. They are so beautiful. Oh my gosh, the color, it's like, I love it so much. There's such like a creamy shade of sparkles, and my mom really actually likes this palette as well. I have used it on her for her spider lady costume for Halloween. She always goes as like a purple spider lady, it's her thing. But this is such a cute little fun palette. The next palette I actually ordered off AliExpress from a brand called Delancey. Can you see it? You can if I do that. And that is when I really got into pressed glitter. I still really like this palette. However, I feel like you can only use each one a few times if you really want to get the glitter. But it is a loved palette. It is a glittery palette and a very messy palette. Not like over here, but getting it on your eyes is very messy. I wouldn't actually recommend this palette to anyone, as it frustrates me so much trying to put the glitter on. But it's a fun palette and it's very colorful. It's also like extremely light, like it almost feels like a feather. It's so light, which probably doesn't mean there's anything good in here. But it's fun and I wanted pressed glitter, so yes. Remember when I told you I really liked NYX? Well, here's the NYX palette that I live for the most. I use this on like a daily basis, and that is the NYX Love You So Mochi palette, which I'm wearing on my eyeballs right now. I screamed when this palette came out for NYX. It is a creamy but shimmery palette, and you can actually see I've hit the pan on 3 colors: the pink, the orange, the light orange, and the dark orange. Part of which actually this one fell out, and I was extremely upset about that, as I really liked like making sunset with like the pink and the orange, so I was very upset about that. The pink I actually did wear down to the pan. I'm currently using my purpley one, which basically looks like the pink, so it's fine. I also really like the light pink, which has hit the pan recently. The yellow has hit the pan recently, and I like to use this one as a highlight. I really like this palette. I love it so much. You can still buy it, And actually last year when Jennifer and I went to the Fashion Week in Vancouver, there was a NYX store there and I picked up a fresh palette, brand new, of the same one because I actually love it that much, to the point where I would buy another one. So just saying, it's a really good palette. And like, if you want like affordable makeup, like, yeah, it's a great palette. I love it so much. Moving on to Morphe. I think we all know what this palette is. It is the Morphe, what is it called? 35B palette. Let's open it without breaking anything, please. Hey sisters. I don't really watch him that much. But yeah, it's the 35B palette. I have used this once, and that was to do the unboxing video with Vic. It has pretty much stayed untouched since then, and I know a lot of you are like, that's such a waste. It's like $52. You are correct. And yet here it is, untouched. I just like to look at it. It's such a pretty palette to look at. I feel like that's one of my problems, is I like to look at the palettes and not use them. But I will eventually use that down to the pan. Same with that one. And I actually really want to use that yellow. I am determined to wear more makeup during quarantine, even though I can't leave my house. But I'm determined to like practice makeup more, do more looks. So hopefully I'll do that. So shortly after I got that palette, I got this palette literally for the packaging. I think it was like maybe 20 bucks. And I got it because it looks like a Japanese magazine with a little cute Japanese manga anime girl on it, which I thought was adorable. It's literally never been used. This is still on it. Ugh. Like, ooh, that's fresh sounding. It's got the paper on it, like, it's all nudes. Girl's never gonna use that. Yeah, I just got it for the packaging, which I thought looked really, really cool. Which, in retrospect, probably isn't a good thing, but I think it looks really neat. So I'm gonna keep it in its sleeve because it keeps it nice, and that still has the Japanese anime girl on it. The next palette is the NYX Modern Dreamer palette, which I also got last year in Vancouver when Jennifer and I were at the fashion show. This palette is very beautiful, and I like that it's a push to unlock. No mirror, but a beautiful palette. It has been touched a few times. This is one of my newer palettes, so I haven't quite gotten around to it yet. It has just been sitting. But look at the rainbow. It's beautiful. I love it. This pink is almost the same pink as in my Love You So Mochi palette. So if I run out, I can use this one. But I really love like the gold, the blue, this mint color. It is so pretty. I love it so much. Like, it's so pretty. And again, it was more affordable. I think it was only like $40, which is a fantastic price for a good palette. Like, NYX is affordable but beautiful makeup. I love them so much. Okay, so if you're in the beauty community at all and follow anything beauty community, you would have heard last year about the Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson Conspiracy palette, which I spent 3 hours in line hoping that I would be one of the people that get it. I also got his backpack, the mini controversy, and like a few other things. But yes, that's right, we have the Conspiracy palette, which is an amazing collab from Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, two of my favorite YouTubers ever. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Of course we have used Trish a lot. I love the shade Trish. I also really love food videos, very good color. As of the rest of the palette, I got it just because it was Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. I don't really have super much interest in any of those other colors. Like, just these fun colors here in the middle are pretty much the ones I use. Other than that, I don't really use it, but it is such a beautiful palette. I mean, it feels so good. It's a trunk, for crying out loud. That's so freaking cool. Like, oh, look at that. That is so cool. Along with that little one, we of course got the mini controversy, which looks like TV static, and it's rainbow. Hello. This one I do like to use more as it has some fun colors in it. You can still see the pan, like shapes and everything, which I think is so freaking cool. Like, that's so cool that you can like press things into makeup. I never knew that was a thing before now, but this is really cool. Of course, I also have the box for this just because I think like for the aesthetic, no, for the collection, I just like the packaging as well. And this looks like static of the TV, which is really, really neat. It also feels kind of like, it feels like I feel like what static would feel like. Moving on, we have the Jessie Paege X Tarte palette collection. I also have the mascara, but this is so cute. It's rainbow, it's pride feeling. We love it. It opens like a book, which I think is really cute, and it's just got like your staple rainbow colors, only one of each. It's staple. It's literally the perfect palette if you want rainbow on the go. I think it's super cute. I've never used it, so I don't actually know the quality, but it's Tarte, and I do have Tarte things, so I'd assume it's really good. Look at the rainbow. Look at the rainbow. Look at me. I love it. Forward to Christmas of last year, I got 2 palettes for Christmas. This one was in my stocking. It is the Huda Beauty Neon Pink palette, which is really pretty. Look at that! It's the perfect little pink palette to put in your purse. Like the other one, I think these are actually bigger. Yeah, this could fit inside here. So this one's actually a little bit bigger than the other Huda Beauty palette I have, but it's still really pretty. I haven't used it, but I'm like, look at the shimmers. They're so pretty. I love it. I know there was a neon yellow, green, and orange, I think, or maybe was it just yellow and orange? Was there green as well? I don't know, but they did a neon collection as well, and I love it. Again, would want to collect all of them, but they are pretty expensive for tiny palettes, so I didn't. I think they're a little overpriced. Moving on to the Jawbreaker palette, which was a palette my parents got me for Christmas. Oh, it's so pretty. That's just the packaging too. It's pink, and it looks like candy, and it even looks like candy on the back. Blah, blah, blah. Jeffree Star is like my favorite makeup brand right now, like Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Has not been touched, so it is fresh for you guys to look at. Look at the colors! Like, lavenders are so hard to achieve, like a nice lavender, and I've seen the swatches, honey. Like, it is so good, so good. I cannot wait to use this palette. Looking at it just makes me want to play with it, and I feel inspired. It has also got a big mirror with like the Jeffree Star stars on either side, but like, you can't just look at this palette and not feel inspired. Okay. The final palette that I own, the newest baby to our humble abode, our humble home, is the Jeffree Star Bloodlust palette. I mean, like, I've opened it up. I was gonna do an unboxing and a palette swatch for you guys. I can still do the palette swatch if you want, but I just didn't do the unboxing. I just didn't bother. It is purple velvet, like fuzzy, very soft. And then this is like metal in here. Jeffree Star knows how to do packaging. Like, this is such an unusual shape for makeup, and I love it. It is like, it's velvet all the way around. It's so beautiful. And then of course, we have the inside. It has got plastic. I know everyone was like bombing about the plastic, but it keeps the palette nice and fresh. Look at these shades. Look at the prints. Look at this one. Look how sparkly that is. I'm excited for these 3 because they're very sparkly and pink, and I love it. But this is such a beautiful palette. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to use it. If you guys do want like a swatch test, I'm sure you've seen a million online, feel free to let me know and I can do that as well. I don't mind doing it, or maybe I'll just do a little do makeup with me video. This is just such a beautiful palette. I love it so much. I can't wait to start using it. I only got this more recently, like this year, because it came out this year. Again, another long, actually I didn't think it took this long this time. I think it took only like 15 minutes. A lot better than 3 hours. They figured their cheese out. So this is really a beautiful, beautiful palette. Alright guys, well that is it for like part 1 of this makeup series. That's all my palettes. Next time I'm thinking probably lipsticks. Maybe it's only going to be a 2-parter because I feel like lipstick's the only other interesting makeup thing. Because I did highlights in here. I own like no highlighter. So next time, lipsticks. I have a lot of them. So yeah. Anyways, that's all for this video and I love you guys a lot and I'll see you next time. Bye!